After a couple minutes, I could not get back up. There's nothing, I couldn't walk at all. I was completely down for the count, just sitting there feeling bad for myself, knowing that I had just screwed up. How's it going, guys? Welcome back to the PatriotDIY channel after what has been a very long break. I think it's been about 3 months since I made any kind of videos, and the main reason for that is this. Yep, I broke my foot, and it has been a very long, painful process. This happened way back on Valentine's Day. Now, I know what you're thinking. No, my wife did not beat me for forgetting Valentine's Day. There is a pretty good story behind this, and I will tell it. And I'll tell you guys about some of the other stuff that's been going on that's going to be really big for the channel, some upcoming projects and stuff like that. But first, guys, if you haven't done it yet, hit that subscribe button down below, hit that notification bell, and give me a thumbs up. All right, guys, no, this was not the result of a shop-related accident or anything like that. And as much as I like to tell people I was not saving a baby from a burning building, the truth is actually a lot more embarrassing. So this was Valentine's Day, February 14th, and I was taking my 8-year-old son to a birthday party. Actually, 2 birthday parties. So we had already been to 1 birthday party. We were gonna be late for the second one, but decided to go anyway and just show up late. Now, this was a good friend of my son. They play ball together. His dad's a good friend of mine. So I don't really regret going, but if I had not gone, then it would have saved me a whole lot of headache. So we went to the birthday party, and they had a really sweet setup for outdoor laser tag. They had these huge blow up barricades that you could hide behind. This whole thing was probably 75 yards long. It was a pretty cool setup, a lot like you would picture like a paintball course. So they start playing laser tag, the kids are having a blast, and the group of dads is standing over here just in awe of this because we didn't used to have anything like that. And the guns were cool and everything looked really fun. So we decided that we were gonna jump in and play with the kids. Now, I was on my son's team. We were really getting into it. We had already won a couple rounds. And let me tell you guys, I was running through there, ducking for cover like an Army Ranger in Mogadishu, and it was a blast. Until the final round. So my son and I were at the starting position. We're making a plan on how we're gonna attack the enemy on the other side. And as soon as we get the signal to go, we take off running for one of the closest barricades. And I made it about 15 feet. Looking back on it, I was not really dressed for what I was doing. I was wearing my usual Western work boots, and those are not the best for running in. So again, I made it about 15 feet, and I didn't step in a hole. I didn't twist my ankle. I was just running in a straight line.
I was running.
And I felt my foot pop, and I hit the ground immediately. My son turns around and he's coming back, Daddy, Daddy, are you okay? And I'm looking at him like, go on without me.
I can't leave the platoon. I told you to leave me there, Gump. Forget about me, get yourself out.
And I knew immediately that I had broken my foot. Like, there was no question. I felt it happen. And the very first thought that went through my head was, damn, I'm old. I am too old to even run in a straight line anymore without hurting myself, apparently. So I kind of picked myself up, and at that point I was still able to walk a little bit. And the next feeling that I had was pure embarrassment. There's a huge crowd of parents up here at the top of the hill. Everybody's having a good time. There's other dads still playing laser tag, and I am stuck. I sat down, and after a couple minutes, I could not get back up. There's nothing, I couldn't walk at all. I was completely down for the count, just sitting there feeling bad for myself, knowing that I had just screwed up. Now, eventually some of the other parents came over to help me out. They got me some ice for my foot and got it propped up and stuff like that. But I'm still stuck. I can't walk, I can't move. I'm calling my wife, but she's busy, she's not picking up, and ultimately had to tell my son we had to leave. He went and got some of the other dads to physically carry me back to my truck and go to the urgent care. That's a good kid right there, y'all. Bringing his daddy a wheelchair. I'm old. This sucks. So after a quick visit there, sure enough, my foot was broken. It was a Jones fracture about halfway up my foot on that pinky toe bone, which apparently is the one part of your foot that is the hardest to heal. It doesn't get good blood flow and it takes a long time to heal. So that was great news. A week later, I'm having surgery and they put what I can only describe as a number 8 decking screw in my foot to hold my bones together, put me in a boot. My wife got me this super cool knee scooter to ride around, and they told me I could not put any weight on it, 0 weight on it, for 8 weeks. So that was my life for the next 2 months, going everywhere on the knee scooter and feeling utterly useless. I couldn't do anything out here in the shop. The only thing I could still do to make me feel like I was contributing to the world was to knee scooter myself over to the lawnmower, hop on that and cut the grass, because it didn't require me to do any walking or put any weight on my foot. No, I didn't let it shut me down totally. I was still able to take my son to baseball practices and still help my wife with dance props and things like that.
They see me rolling, they hate it.
Now, against the advice of the doctors, I was still able to drive around. I kind of just tucked my right foot and drove with my left. Actually, not that bad once you get used to it. But that was it for 2 months. Now to some good news. I am back on 2 feet. I can walk now.
Hey, man, you can walk! You can walk! You can walk!
I've been walking in the boot for a couple weeks now. Now, for the first few days of walking, I actually missed the scooter. That thing was pretty fun. I could get around pretty quick on it. But aside from that, there is no doubt that I'm glad to be back on 2 feet. And I'm feeling pretty good. I should be able to go without this thing in the next couple days, which for you guys means that I can get back to projects. I have several projects that were already in the works that we had to put on hold, some really big ones. I also have some other really big developments here at my house that I'm gonna show you guys that's gonna result in a bunch of new cool content here on the channel. So let's walk out here and I'll show you what we have going on. All right, now one huge project that we had to put on hold is this guy back here. I'm building this huge shelter back here behind the shop. This is going to be home for tractor, lawnmower, four-wheeler, stuff like that. I'm also putting a big enclosed storage room here on one end. I'm going to power the whole thing with solar. So this is going to be several combined projects, several different videos for you guys. And I was very close to finishing it when the broken foot happened. I had just ordered all the metal that's going on the side and the roof. I got the solar panels for power. I was ready to go. And then of course, all that came to a screeching halt. But the good news is, as soon as the boot comes off, I'm gonna get back in the shop. There's a couple other projects I have that I'm gonna be doing in the shop over the next 2 weeks. And then after that, hopefully I can get back to the shelter. The next big development is this. So got a construction site going on here in the backyard. And what that is a pool. Got a nice big pool going in here, bunch of concrete. My yard was pretty sloped, so we had to bring in 38 dump truck loads of dirt for this project. And no, I'm not doing any of this myself. I told my wife pretty early on in the planning stages that a pool is not a DIY project, not an in-ground pool anyway. No, of course I could get out here with a shovel, dig this bad boy out, try to do concrete or something by myself, but I can guarantee the result would not be near this nice. But I do have a very cool time lapse that once this is done, I'm going to show you guys the time lapse. Over here on this end, we got a new fire pit area going in, but right here in this area, I am gonna build a pool house. It's gonna be very cool, covered area with an outdoor grill. It's gonna have a bathroom in it, a storage room, all that. And I'm gonna do most of that myself. So that's gonna be a bunch of good videos for you guys too. So yeah, big plans that I can hopefully get back started on this week. And a bunch of new videos coming out for you guys. I also got to get the shop cleaned up because I kind of left it in a little bit of a disaster when this happened. So anyway, that's all I got for right now, guys. New videos coming out next week. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and I'm happy to be back. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.